So, hello and welcome. I tried to change the angle of my room so that it doesn't always look the same. Maybe this will be the sit down portion of my room, who knows? Today I thought I would go through my fitness journey. I did write down some notes. So if you don't know me, or if you do know me, you know that I've gone to the gym for a couple of years, and this whole relationship with fitness has been very, very different depending on what year you're talking about and what mind space, but it's really been a journey. I'm not even close, but it's something I'm very passionate about, and if you follow me on Instagram or if you know me in real life, you know that that's very, very, very true. Let's start at the beginning, shall we? I'm 20 years old. I'm born on the 13th of July, 20 years ago. So yeah, just about an adult. I am quite short, so whenever I've been yo-yoing with my weight, it's been pretty obvious because I'm 5 foot, I believe, in the American system, which makes me about 153 centimeters in the metric system, which makes a lot more sense than the American system. Why am I saying this? I don't know, just so you get like a bit of an oversight of how tall I am and like my frame. I'm not gonna talk about weight here, even though I might say that I've gone up or gone down in weight. I'm not gonna tell you how much I weighed. I know that myself, but I'm not gonna talk about it because I know that when I've been looking at these kind of my fitness journey, when I haven't been in the best mindset, I would go and see how much the pounds that they're talking about is in kilos, and then I would be like, oh, I should be that. But everyone is different, and I guess that's why I'm saying how tall I am. Anyway, I was born 20 years ago. Woohoo, yay. Very big baby. I was 4 kilos. And if you read some scientific literature, you can see that doesn't really put me in a good place when it comes to fat cells. Why is this, you may ask? Well, this is the little science that I know. The fat cells that you have in your body expand. They can multiply, but they can never get rid of fat cells. You can make them smaller, but you can't get rid of fat cells, and they're able to adapt more, and thus it is easier for you to go up in weight. That's the genetic part. Then I don't think that you can actually blame genetics, because you can always make your body adapt. That's what I believe. Whatever you believe is your thing. I'm half Asian, which means that I've gotten this Asian stigma of weight with me from a very small age. So in Asia, they want you to be very short and very thin. I'll get back to this later. I was a normal weight for, I would say, up until I was maybe 8 years old. I'll insert some pictures. And I was a normal weight, and then I don't know what happened or what triggered it. It's like I found this love for food, so I just started eating, and I ballooned for the first time. And you will understand why I say for the first time, because this happens a couple of times. So that happens, and we moved to Linköping. I don't know, we had this stepper at home, so I started taking steps on that, and that balloon weight I had when I was 8 kind of went down, and I was again a normal weight. Then we moved city, and I don't know, it might have been the change of environment or something. I once again ballooned, but this time when I say ballooned, I mean I ballooned. And I at this point didn't play any sports. When I was like 8 and younger, I danced ballet. I don't know if I went to taekwondo, but I went to some kind of self-defense, so I had that. But then when we got here, I didn't do any sport at all, and I was barely moving, so I ballooned. And here comes the Asian culture. So I don't think many people understand the pressure there is, especially in the Asian culture. I mean, yes, there's pressures everywhere right now, but then it was incredible how much it would be like, okay, you're fat, and I'm like, okay, I'm 12 13 maybe, and that pressure you get when you're a teenager is is immense. Like, yeah, it really gets to you. And it wasn't just me, it was other girls. This is when the societal pressures also come in. So first I decide that I'm gonna skip dinner. Not a very good idea. I'm gonna skip dinner every day. So I'm like, no, I'm not hungry, blah, blah. I didn't know anything about calories or nutrients or anything like that. I'm a little child. I'm not sure I should even know about this. I then decide that I should do some sports because the nurse spoke to me. So the nurse spoke to me about having to move, like this was before Fitbits and the iPhone step tracker. So we had like a pedometer and I had to go like 12,000 steps every day. Nailed that. Started doing basketball and playing basketball in the courtyard on breaks, and I lost weight. Like, I did a lot. And I don't know if this is very, like, my memory is a bit hazy, but I don't remember if I went up the weight again or some weight, or if I just felt like I was fat, because that's a common theme. Just like a couple days ago, I looked at myself in the gym and I was like, wow, I'm not fat. And it was such a weird feeling because I've never had that feeling. Because I've always, whether I've been a normal weight or not, I've always had this feeling that, wow, I'm so fat. But are you? No, probably not. Point now, I'm sorry this video is so scattered, but I just felt like I needed to say that. I had that epiphany, yeah, whatever. But where were we? 12, 13, yes. Played basketball. Then I started having these kind of fitness accounts. I had a friend also, like all of my girl friends would have like weight issues or being like, oh my god, I need to go down with weight. Oh yeah, me too. And then you'd be like, yeah, because she has to go down in weight, I have to go down in weight too. So this is a point where I then started playing volleyball and I'm like, okay, I need to start a diet. So I find the clean eating craze and the veganism craze. So what happens is that I become a vegan just to avoid eating anything at school. What I eat now is potatoes and lettuce. And yes, did I go down weight? I did. Which I go up again, obviously. This is just a woo of weight. And do that so that I restrict everything possible. No chocolate, because I'm like, there's no vegan chocolate. This is before veganism is a big craze. I also play volleyball at this point. We have like 2 trainings 3 times a week or like 2 times a week, and then we have the other trainings, and I'm playing in 2 teams. And I decide that fasted cardio, that's gonna make me thin. So I wake up at like 5 every morning before school. I do HIIT. Then sometimes I would have a morning practice for volleyball, sometimes also an afternoon practice. The most common was just have an afternoon practice, so I'd have morning training, afternoon, and then I'd go to the gym for 2 hours and I would do 25 reps for 4 sets. Let me tell you, I was not getting strong. This was purely just burning off energy. Like, I was running off nothing and I was training everything away. Did I lose weight? Yes. Did I go up that weight? Yes, because this, my friends, is not maintainable. So I get into high school, it's 2016. I realize, intuitive eating. So like, I just trash the veganism. And of course, when you're kind of bigger, you're not a normal weight, you eat differently, or you have like different hunger cues. So that's what happens into high school. I stopped being a vegan. Obviously, there's this new kind of stress that you're not used to. So I'm eating like chocolate from the vending machine every day. I have no idea how many calories I'm putting into my body. I don't know what I'm doing at all. Maybe at this point, I went up and I was sitting around, that weight. So maybe let's say 6 kilos more than I'm now. I would be sitting at. I didn't really have any kind of training routine. I would go to the gym, but I would like play around with different workout programs because I didn't know what was the best. I was like, if I do this, I'm gonna look like her, and like not think about eating at all. And so I don't know if I ever had a turning point in high school, except for when I turned 18. I really wanted to look nicer in my dress, and I'll insert a picture here of how I look like on my 18th birthday. And yeah, I really don't like those pictures because I look kind of big. I've always thought I'm beautiful, but I look big. And yeah, that didn't really set off any alarm clocks. I mean, throughout high school, I was like, I really need to be thin. I want to be thin. I want guys to like me, blah, 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 blah. All that teen talk, you know? And it wasn't until I graduated high school last year, we took some pictures and I was like, oh, I'm so pretty, yeah, la la. I didn't like really think about anything like that, except when we got to the Philippines in the summer. Again, we come back to this cultural thing. I probably at the end of high school ballooned up to my highest weight for a long time. 2016, I was actually higher than that, but I quickly went down again. We went to the Philippines, like I said. The ideal is a girl, really thin girl, short, very thin. And when you're Caucasian or when you're lighter, they'll be like, oh, you're so pretty just because you have lighter skin. But I still remember this one instance. Like, I felt bad the whole trip because everyone would be like, oh, you're so pretty, but you would be prettier if you're thin. And I understand Bisaya. And my cousin, my closest cousin, she's blonde and tall and thin and pretty, and I was like brunette, short hair, you know, kind of big. And we were gonna go to my other cousin's wedding, and they don't know that I understand their language, right? So I'm in the shop trying on the bridesmaid's dress, and I hear this from a lady in the back. Ooh, they're both so pretty. Even the other one, only if she would be thinner, she'd look better. And I was crushed. I can't even explain to you how bad I felt, because it wasn't just one person. It was like everyone had to say, oh, you're pretty, but blah blah blah. When I got home, I reached this point when I was like, yes, it is calories in versus calories out. That's just how biology works. That's how energy works. So I start, first of all, following Mark Carroll. Highly, highly, highly recommend. He's all science-based. He probably, you know, changed my game, changed my whole routine. And I start just tracking what I'm eating. And I think that I'm so strong and muscular at this point that I'm like, ooh, I need 1,700 calories, and that's like what it will take for me to lose weight. Let's just say it was good that I was tracking, because I got it as a habit. For my height, that's not low enough for you to actually see anything happen. We get to beginning of this year. I started like looking at Mark Howell's advice and doing a workout program. And this workout program makes me feel so strong, and steadily, like lower calories. I learn what foods have what. Why is maybe chicken mince better than minced meat, and how all the macros work, and I start seeing real results. And I tell you, I've never felt this strong, this confident in my life. And I'll tell you that whenever you can start your fitness journey whenever, but it will never be, I don't know, I feel like you have to reach a certain point in life when you realize that this is the time you were meant to go down in weight. Because oh my god, I've never felt this strong, I've never felt this lean, I've never felt this in control with my food. And now I actually started doing this before I had a surgery, and then I had surgery, and it was kind of hard for me to realize that maybe I will go up in weight, but I'd rather do that and let my body heal and work so that I would exercise like I would, you know, normally. And I've never been so happy as when I was in the recovery period of my surgery, because I realized how much that training that I did those months before in the start of the year really helped me recover fast. Because I tell you, I recovered really quickly. I was off any anesthesia, any hardcore painkillers already a week after surgery. I was just taking regular painkillers. That's because I feel like that conditioning I did before really made it possible for my body to heal itself. So maybe I gained 3 kilos or something. We couldn't really directly see it, but I knew that I lost some muscle, that I gained some fat, blah blah blah. Now I'll insert a picture how I look like now, blah blah blah. I'm still in a calorie deficit for a couple of weeks. Then at like Christmas time, I'm gonna start reverse dieting for a while before I cut again, because it's my cousin's wedding and I want to look nice in a dress and I want to be strong and I want it to show. And yeah, I don't know how much more I should say, but I'm so happy that I found Mark Carroll and I found other bikini